What's up everyone? It's Dave Stone with another exciting episode of Develop Awesome Skills, where I'm committed to providing inspirational and practical ways to transform your life and the world around you by planting fruit and medicinal trees. And today we're here with Kristin at Revive Gardens, and this is her place, and she actually has a great food for us, which I'll show you around a little bit. But we're here today to talk about ducks, because she has some ducks. But first, I want to have Kristin introduce herself. So what do you do for a living?
I design edible landscapes, and I incorporate small livestock or any other outdoor living. I mean, indoor-outdoor living is why we're all here, right?
Yeah.
And so that's part of the pull, is having it be not only a functional food for us, but something you can experience and enjoy all the time. So. And
it kind of could be something, actually I got to show you the front yard too, because it could probably even be something that homeowners associations, you could design it to where people could still have an edible landscape, even if you're in an HOA. Like, you're wondering, well, how do I have a whole bunch of fruit trees if I have HOA? But there's a way to do it if you make it look nice.
That's right. Yeah. With design, anything is possible.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
So you find out what people want with their empty space. Is it an empty space?
It doesn't have to be empty. I mean, that's ideal because I can save a lot of time and money, heartache, and save a lot of mistakes by helping to plan out from the beginning. But it doesn't necessarily have to be the beginning. It can be, I've had people call me when they've already purchased, when they've planted a bunch of stuff and they want to add more and they're just not sure if what they're doing is, working.
Cool.
So just to help
full
maximize
service.
the efficiency. Establishing guilds, have it be really effective in a small space, and highly productive yields, but also incorporating different varieties that help each other out. I lay that all out, and I use my architecture software to design a full master plan, and they get like a full color site plan with a planting legend and a whole plan, so that they know that they can break it off in chunks and take it a little at a time. And as budget or time or projects allow, they know what it's going to look like in the end, so they have that confidence that they can execute it knowing that it's going to be great.
I love that. So you could use Revive Urban Ecosystems to design anything that you have. If you already even have a yard and it's all designed and you want to make it a fruit forest, you could start there. But if you have a blank yard, if you buy a house and it's just blank, it's really cool to get a whole master plan of your ultimate vision, the ultimate vision of you want that yard to look, even if you don't have the money to make it all happen right now, because then you could just take little chunks. I think you mentioned that to me, right? You could just take the outside backyard in permaculture zone 1, that outside with your garden, and just design that right now. If you already have the design, then you can go and plant some canopy trees, that'll establish certain areas right now, just to get them started before you develop an area while you're working on the front area. So many options, but having a master plan is so important, and I think it's something that everybody should really do to design their yard, especially if you want food. There's so many optimal ways to do it, and then make your ideas become truly the best that they could be. It's kind of exciting. So
we can map it out so that there's year-round harvest.
Year-round harvest. That sounds awesome. I love that. I really just ultimately don't ever want to go to the store again.
Amen.
Shop
in
a couple
backyard.
years.
It doesn't get any more local than that.
Totally. Right? We're here today to talk about ducks, and specifically what kind of ducks?
Muscovies.
Muscovy ducks. So Muscovy ducks are really interesting because they don't quack.
Yeah, if you notice, they've been really quiet the whole time we've been talking.
Tell me a little bit about, so we got a pen here and it's enclosed. Do you let them roam?
We have hawks and we have coyotes in the neighborhood, and they'll jump the fence like it's nothing and think of these guys as a buffet, which is not why I raise them. I love to let them out to run around because then they're actively fertilizing my fruit trees, and they'll eat some of the greens, so I have to watch them a little bit, but it's good for them. It gives them a more balanced diet. Come here, Bubba.
So some of them like to be held a little bit more?
It's a little nervous. I know you're on camera. I know, it's okay.
Hey.
Hi.
So Muscovy ducks have the face mask, kind of.
It's called caruncles.
Caruncles.
And in show, more is actually better, which is kind of crazy. The more smooth faces, the more European look. But as you can see, he's got blue eyes. I mean, they have all different eye colors, just like people. And then you can see him raising his little mohawk.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous. It's okay, dude. It's okay. So, he's what's called a fume. There's several different Are you going to cooperate? Look at the claws.
Oh yeah, they definitely have claws. Wow. They can climb really well, right?
Yeah, they actually, like in the wild, they like to be up in trees. So they are more closely related to geese than ducks. And they don't quack. And they can live over 15 years, which is kind of crazy compared to chickens that are so fragile. And as you can see in our heat, even in like 120-degree days, as long as they have shade, they're fine. You go, buddy. Whoops. They don't need.
Huge. Hey, look at your mohawk.
Look at that mohawk. Yeah, now he's talking to you. So that is the noise that the males will make. That is the extent of it. So as you can see, they're very quiet.
And wagging tail means they're happy, right?
That's, yeah, it's communication. And it's also cute.
Yeah, it is. So this is a male, and the other ones are female?
Female.
Can you tell the females just by looking at their face or something?
No, I mean the legs are thinner and the body is just overall smaller, a more slender neck. This is actually one of Duke's daughters. Nice. So see how small the body is compared to Duke? And they just love to perch. Hi. Hey, hi. So fume and bronze were genetic colors that weren't thought to exist in the United States. But I've been working with several other breeders that have proved that they do exist and they're here. And so we're now breeding to try to get closer to the APA standards, the American Poultry Association standards for Muscovies. And so it can be years and years long process, but there's several reasons why people might keep these ducks. One being eggs, obviously, just like you would keep any other fowl. Another being meat. As you can see, these boys are big. Pepper. Bug control. They eat a lot of flies. They're just a hardier, more reliable bird. I prefer them over chickens because of the toughness and also just the personality. They'll eat out of your hands. If you hand raise them, they're more like dogs. Like, they're just so personable.
So beautiful too.
And yeah. So you can see that these are younger. They haven't grown all the caruncles in.
Are they males or females?
That's a male and that's a female.
You can
so
tell, yeah, he is bigger.
Yeah, he's got that thick neck and the thick legs. Yeah.
And look at that beak too. He's got like a little digger on the front of it.
Yeah, they're very delicate with how they forage, which is another reason I prefer them over chickens. When I let them out in my food forest, they aren't moving the wood chips all to one side or the other. They're very delicate.
Do they take out a garden like a chicken would?
They can, if not. If left to it, they're going to be like, this is delicious.
What do they love to eat?
They love greens, so they love my passion fruit vine the most. I think that's their favorite. It's like candy, but they'll eat leaves from apples. They'll eat leaves from peaches. When I thin my peaches, I throw them the little peaches and they eat those. They're great little composters.
So what do you do? Do you sell the eggs?
So I do sell eggs. I sell the birds for meat. I sell the ones that don't fit my breeding program because I'm working continuously to try and improve the lines. So taking things that are faults as far as judging goes. So these can also be shown at the fair. So for like 4-H, kids could raise a duck instead of having to raise like a goat or a pig or something, you know. So they're much more manageable and easygoing. You can see these guys are having a little show-off contest right here. And the puffing up of the wings. They're...
Oh, that's a big boy too.
Yeah, that's
you guys are huge.
Look at all that excitement. Now it's dominance. They do have a pecking order just like chickens. We'll probably move her back in here.
Oh, gotcha. That's the one that got out.
That's why they're getting all excited, is because they're like, hey, you don't usually...
Yeah,
now you're a bully.
You can go handle it.
You don't mean to be a bully. I'm just going to herd these back in here. Pepper, come do your job. So look how easy it is. I got my ducks in a row.
Wow. If someone wanted to keep ducks, what would they need to do to their property to be able to keep ducks?
Well, first of all, you just want to make sure they're safe from the predators, because we do have them.
So definitely a coop situation.
Yeah.
If you're especially urban ducks,
yes.
Like a coop, a
These
big
ducks
one that you can
fly.
maybe walk in under.
And so they very much can fly, but they need a lot of airflow and shade and access to water. And that's
so you don't even really have a pond here, but you do have some mud. Do they like the mud?
They love the mud. They
Okay.
love to play in it. When I dump out the water tanks and refill them, they have more fun playing in the mud than getting the fresh water. So
Okay.
it just helps them keep cool.
Awesome.
And they have a blast in there.
So basically a coop. How do you feed them every day? Do you like chicken feed or?
So it's game bird feed. So these are waterfowl. Ducks are waterfowl, so they need a little different nutritional needs than a chicken.
Okay.
But game bird feed is available at all the same stores that you would get your chicken feed. So it's just crumble and mix it with a little scratch. It's just a little bowl.
You just fill it up every day?
Yeah, just add a scoop.
How do you keep ants down?
Well, they usually consume it before the ants become a problem.
Awesome. So they'll take care of the ants.
So I keep it in metal trash cans to keep any other who would eat the food out. So in here I've just got 1 can of scratch, 1 can of grains. You can see I've got some scratch mixed in there. I just mix it together. And each pen gets 1 scoop per day.
Once a day?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then what's this pen here?
So this was my old chicken coop. So even if you have an old coop and you want to convert it because you want to change from chickens to ducks, this is something, it's not as pretty as the new one. But this is where I keep the birds that are not part of my breeding program that would be available for sale or are being grown out for meat. So what's cool is you can see all the different colors in here. There's chocolates, lilacs, blues, even a lavender ripple. The littlest ones there are 2 months old.
Oh my gosh, you guys are
idea of
huge.
How fast they grow. Now those are boys.
Hi.
So that's part of why they're so big.
So beautiful.
I gotta collect my ducks.
Okay. Oh yeah, now they're flying.
Oh yeah, you're stretching your meat. Go Pepper. Do your border collie thing. Hey Ganache. Look at him, he's so proud.
Oh yeah, look at him. He's so awesome looking.
Strutting. He is strutting. Hey guys. So I usually keep my extra little herding tool.
How many ducks would you recommend people start with if they wanted to get urban ducks?
They probably only need 3 or 4 because they can handle the heat so much easier than chickens and they live a long time. So you can get attached. You can get a group. They do love their friends and to be together. And if you want to have a male, you need at least 3 females with that male.
And why would you want a male?
So having a male means that you can get babies, and if you're raising them as part of a sustainable food source, a lot of people who don't have room to raise a cow will raise these ducks because the meat is super lean like sirloin.
Oh wow.
It's not greasy like other ducks.
I actually hear that like a lot of restaurants, it's a delicacy, Muscovy duck,
It is,
and actually it's quite expensive delicacy. So
chefs seek out the meat.
yeah.
So
Do you have chefs that buy ducks from you?
I do.
Wow, that's so awesome.
So I have more ducks than the normal backyard
I
duck
love that.
owner.
I love that.
But they're just so versatile. Like,
Absolutely.
why wouldn't you? And they're so cute. You know,
They are cute. They're
in the
amazing.
city, you're not supposed to have a rooster.
That is true. Yeah, because the roosters, I once got a rooster and it was a nightmare. We had to get rid of it. But you can have Muscovies because they're quiet. Nobody even knows you really have them.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Little ninja ducks. Better than chasing chickens all over the place. They
Totally.
They know where they're getting fed. They know where the food is and where they're supposed to be.
Hi. Hi, beautiful. How you doing? Hi there. You guys are so amazing. And so you said they're molting right now too, right?
Yes.
What does that mean?
That means that they are at their ugliest right now because they're cycling out old feathers and growing new feathers. So it's really evident on this lilac boy. You can see the old wing feathers that look sun-bleached and pecked at and broken and rough. And then you can see the new feathers. They're a little more gray growing in. So it's really obvious on him.
So if someone doesn't want a male for any reason, but male, I mean, it doesn't seem like there's necessarily it's bad to have a male.
No, but I mean,
they just don't lay eggs.
Some people have a preference one way or the other about eating fertilized versus non-fertilized.
Ooh, that's
eggs.
a good point.
Yeah.
Because fertilized eggs will have like a blood drop in them, right?
Yeah.
And so if you don't have a male, then you won't get fertilized eggs, and you won't get chicks either. But if you just want ducks for some company, some fertilizer, and some eggs, it's probably a good idea maybe not to have a male.
Right. You could just get a trio of females, and that would be plenty of eggs.
And when do they like to actually, when can babies hatch? So say you wanted to like not have a male, but then maybe you introduce a male during a certain time to get some chicks maybe?
Springtime, yeah.
Springtime?
So, I mean, literally our broody season where they're going to sit and make nests and want to make babies is going to be like February through May.
Awesome. Cool. So do you have people bringing in a male to get some chicks at one time of the year and then not having a male, or not really?
I mean...
Like a breeding male?
We do, amongst the group of breeders, we do have, you know, like stud birds.
Oh, okay.
For that kind of stuff, especially if it's show lines.
Okay.
But for the typical homeowner, they'll wait till I hatch them and then they'll come pick out their chicks.
So is there like a specific category for Muscovy show ducks?
Yes.
Sweet. I got it now. Now it's going to give me a reason to go to the fair.
Yes. You'll have to
Awesome.
see some of my birds there.
I love it. So let's go look at some eggs. What is so cool about Muscovy eggs?
Well, Muscovy eggs are huge.
Wow, those are big.
They like to nest right in the ground.
Okay, or on a perch, you said, right? But for the eggs, they like to do it right in the ground?
Right, they like to dig down and put the eggs right in the ground so that they can have control over the humidity as far as hatching goes. So, and this is like 2 days worth of eggs in this one pen. So,
and
I
so
mean,
this is the same nest for all of the ducks?
Yes.
So they all come to one place and lay, and they just take their turns? I
have 2 options, and as you can see, the other one does not get used right now.
Oh, okay.
So
and you basically just make a nest out of a bucket.
I do. It's just a little tote that I took the lid off, cut a hole in, and make them a little hiding place. You know,
and they like wood chips or mulch or whatever on the hay?
I've got straw right now because we had rain, and that helps me not slip and fall when I'm in here. This is like pelleted pine bedding, and there's wood chips, and I do what's usually thought of as the deep litter method. So I will layer it and layer it and layer it, and then I'll come and dig it all out and put it right in my tree wells.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
that's why your trees are doing so good.
That's right.
So I see up here too, you have a solid roof. Do you need a solid roof, or can you have like, what if you don't have, well, if you have mesh on the roof? Do they need like something to get away from the rain? No,
actually they love playing in the rain because they're ducks. So they don't need the protection. That's really more for sun protection. I wanted just something a little more secure from predators. I've had, and the other pen has just shade cloth over like hog panels. And so I've had instances where there have been holes in that shade cloth where critters are trying to get in. I just wanted to have like the hardware cloth is just so much more secure, and it keeps the wild birds out, so the wild birds aren't getting in there eating the feed that I'm paying for.
Getting a bag of treats for the ducks.
Mealworms. Yep, this is mealworms and crickets and all sorts of. They would probably love this moringa.
Oh, you should see if they love moringa.
Oh, what do you think?
I wonder if they'd like it fresh. I should have brought you some fresh.
Oh, that's okay. Oh.
He's like, what is that? So they nibble, but they don't, do they bite?
No. I mean, if they are like angry, like if I come in and I like start to get aggressive, but he's still pretty gentle. I've had some that have bitten and like they bite and twist. And,
oh man.
Whoa. And I've had a lot of people say, oh, I've heard that these ducks are so mean.
I've heard that too. People say that.
And I'm like, no way. But it's all about temperament, which is why he's so great, is because he's checking me out and he's like, hey, what are you doing? But he's not being a jerk.
Right.
You know? And so, and his babies are not jerks. And so if there are ever mean ones, they get the chop.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's good. Keep a good environment.
So this is a magpie pattern where it has the cap, the saddle, and the tail dark and the rest white. That's a very sought after pattern. They judge size, they judge caruncles, they judge feather patterns. They want to see, you know, a calm, happy, healthy duck.
I think it's just like socialization with good people too. I mean, if you treat your ducks right, they'll be nicer probably.
Oh yeah. You can tell when they've been handled and when they haven't. I have a video of myself with a duck on my shoulder. He was like 3 weeks old and he looked over at me and I made like a kiss and he literally like smushed his beak into my cheek. It's the cutest thing
That's
ever.
awesome.
So.
And they don't really need a pond. Like they just need these little buckets.
No, these are actually like mortar mixing tubs from Home Depot. They cost like $5.
Do you clean them out and every day, or do you just leave them?
I just tip them out, and then they get some mud to play in, and refill it with the hose. Yeah, and sometimes, like in winter, when it's not, you know, evaporating and they're not getting in it to stay cool, they can go every 2 to 3 days between dumping out and refilling. So it just depends on the weather, but they just need to be able to get their whole face in the water to clean out their bills, and so like they don't have to get all the way in. Some of them really enjoy it, but for the most part they just need to get their whole face, and you can see them like having fun. So I like throwing the mealworms in the water because they float, and it's a nice little game for them. That's Mac. I brought him in from Texas.
Ooh, the big one?
Yeah.
Is he a show duck?
Yeah. Once he finishes his molt, I think he'll show really well.
It really doesn't get old watching these ducks.
It doesn't. They've got such great personalities and they're just so much fun to watch. I just hang out with them.
Yeah, I can't wait to hang out with some ducks. Thank you so much for showing me your ducks and talking about your business. I'm really excited about it. I think you guys are going to stay tuned because I'm going to have some Muscovy ducks at my house soon. I got to get my chicken coop in order and then maybe make an area around the coop where it's like cage. Will they jump? Yeah, they'll probably jump and fly over it if
they can, if you don't want to clip the wings.
Okay.
But
yeah.
If you clip the wings and you've got like a 5-foot fence, then yeah, you could make them a run.
Okay, a little duck run.
Yeah.
Would you want to put a top on the run?
Not for adults, it's not really necessary. With juveniles and babies, you do have to worry about hawks.
If they fly away, will they fly back home?
A lot of times, yes, because they know where the food is, they know where the water is, and it's the comfort level. You'll notice that they fly up on the fence and then up on the other side of the fence, but not too far, and they just kind of test the limits. And there are people that have acreage, you know, that don't pen them at all during the day, and they always come back at night. So it is possible. Cool. I live on the other side of a street, and I don't want them getting hit by a car. And
definitely.
So in an urban environment, I would suggest a little more containment, but you'll find that Muscovies just love to sit and look pretty. Okay. Like, awesome. They just chill. Awesome. Which is great. And then once in a while, you can let them roam around in your yard, as long as you keep an eye on them, and then you can put them back in the pen. Absolutely. Love it. Love it. Awesome. Well, I have a couple gifts for you. Oh. So I got you your own pair of DAS shades. Awesome. So you could wear they're now cool. I can represent. You can totally represent. And then I also brought you some moringa leaves from. This is my campfire moringa. Wow. It's a moringa that I planted in a campfire pit, and it's a cutting from giant leaf, which is one of my fastest growing moringas. But anyways, this is some leaves, so you can make some tea or whatever. What do you think? I love it. Leave a sticker. What do you think? I love it. Wow, so thank you. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you spending the time with me. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So stay tuned when I get my own ducks at Stonehaven, because
I'm really excited about that. Plus, you can get a lot of eggs, and the eggs are really good for baking and stuff, you said?
They're so good for baking.
Yeah. And
they don't taste that different than chicken eggs, but the yolks are so much bigger that baking is just super rich.
Awesome.
Delicious.
Awesome.
So, and
Cool.
if anybody wants their yard designed, they can find me.
Yeah, what's your website?
So it's revive.design.
Revive.design. So, and they could just contact you even for ducks on there?
Yeah.
Cool. So if you want to contact Kristin, go to revive.design. You can check out her website and see what she does, and definitely give her a call for all your duck purposes or all your design purposes, and she'll take care of you. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, give me a big green thumbs up. Share this video with the world. Comment below if you know anything about ducks, and teach me some more stuff. And what you want to see me do next, put those in the comments below also. I just want to say thank you so much if you've already subscribed to my channel. If you're not a subscriber yet, hit the subscribe button below and the little bell icon so you know when I post next. But as of right now, I'm switching to Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 5. So thank you so much also to my Patreons. I really appreciate you guys supporting me. If you guys do want to support me on Patreon, you get your own cool pair of shades from Develop Awesome Skills. And exactly. And you'll be in the end of these credits too. So if you want to support me on Patreon, go to patreon.com/developawesomeskills, and I'll look forward to your support. So until next time, develop awesome skills. I love you all. Look at the size of these eggs. They fit in a normal egg carton, but they don't fit all the way.
Here's comparison. Chicken egg, duck egg.
Wow, that's like twice the size.
Yeah.
It's incredible. They're like barely fitting in here. Like you can't even close it. Wow, are these mine?
Yeah.
Cool, thanks.